Network Entertainment.
We need to be the ones to initiate building that culture of openness, of making small talk,
Right.
and then making them comfortable enough to go up to you.
Right. What happens if we don't? Because I know a lot who are like, nung time ko naman, wala namang ganyan. Ba't kailangan pang, arte-arte naman lang?
Well, you're fighting with statistics, right?
Yes.
In a few years, they will be the dominant workers.
They will be your boss.
Exactly. No, seriously. I
Yeah.
work for a coaching company based in Singapore. The CEO is Gen Z.
Yan.
Forbes, something by something, innovator.
So we better get with the program.
Yeah. The thing is, they have a lot to learn from us, yes. But we also have a lot to learn from them.
Right.
Right.
Name some.
Name some. Number one.
Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! From their need for constant validation to bold demands for flexibility, few things spark more debate today than how to work with Gen Z. Some call them entitled, others see them as game changers. Like it or not, they are transforming how we all work. Gen Z isn't just the future of work, they're the present, and learning to work with them is no longer optional if you don't want to get left behind. Whether you're leading Gen Z employees or are a Gen Z professional struggling to understand your boss's style, this conversation can help bridge the gap and bring out the best in both sides. Today's guest is known as the Gen Z Coach, the founder of the Future Leaders Program. She equips both leaders and young professionals with the tools to thrive together in today's multi-generational workplace. An ICF professional certified coach who has worked with Fortune 500 executives, she combines world-class leadership expertise with her mission to help companies avoid the costly mistakes of disengagement, high turnover, and missed opportunities by unlocking the unique strengths of Gen Z. Please welcome back to the show, Coach Nika Santos.
Hello, Mirza.
Hi, Nika. How are you?
Good. Another relevant topic. I'm good.
Very,
And I'm excited to
yes.
talk about it.
I think there's not a day that goes by where hindi to na pag-uusapan when it comes to work. So how did you come to be known as the Gen Z Coach?
I think it's because when I started coaching, that was my niche. One of the things I said is I want to be, when I just finished coaching school, I want to be the adult I wish I had around
Right.
when I was in my 20s.
Right,
Because I
right.
do recall it was a difficult time for me then. And I didn't really have a lot of intentional guidance. I mean,
Okay.
I was grateful for mentors, but that intentional guidance where people don't just give you advice or don't just make you pagsabihan, but who really listen also to you and try to understand who you are. So that became my niche. And then my two children, they're Gen Zs or Gen Zers, as they say. They have ADHD.
Okay.
And they both have psychiatrists to help them manage their ADHD. And I ended up coaching also parents of children with special needs.
Okay.
So I was very close to that
Right.
community. And now that I do more work with corporate or development agencies, people still come to me to have the younger generation coach.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like executive coaches would also say, ang bata, parang I don't know, what am I gonna do with that? But I took it on because I just find young people, particularly this generation, so fascinating. Because I see it in my kids, right?
Right,
They're the
right.
first digital natives. They grew up with social media. I mean, imagine the crazy things we did when we were
Right.
growing up, Mirza. And then you have a camera.
Right.
Imagine the kind of pressures. To me, it's very fascinating. They went through COVID.
Yeah.
That's like going through war.
Right.
But it's a different kind of what's this? for lack of better, different kind of trauma.
Right.
So how are they navigating that?
Right.
So it was just really a natural fascination for me.
Right.
So that's how I ended up becoming the Gen Z coach.
I remember maybe 10 years ago when I started working with millennials, I became like a millennial expert. And other in the conglomerate where I worked with, I was called upon to speak about millennials. And now it's the millennials complaining
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Gen Z. Because many of us, Gen X and millennials, were so befuddled by Gen Z. What makes them so different from previous generations? As you mentioned, COVID and their digital natives. What else?
They are, because they're digital natives, they are very impatient.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
They're very impatient. We call it impatient because they like mabilis.
Right.
Diba? Reels, 2 minutes lang. The message has to
Shortcut
be clear.
lahat.
An example, my son, my husband and I had been to Japan many times. So when we go to, this is our hotel, we take this train station, then we go to this place. My son tells me, Mom, first time niya in Japan, I think we should just take this other station. We'll shave off 5 minutes. Then I was like, oh nga, no? And in the end, he became our navigator because he was so good at
Right.
looking at Google Maps. Right? They're very efficient because they were born with the technology to become efficient. So some people see it as impatient.
Right.
But actually, their drive for Then this is also, I know this is frustrating because I have them as children. They're always asking why.
Yeah.
Why? So, di ba, may company directive. O ganito ha, ganyan. Or ako, my kids. Oh, guys, this is what we're gonna do. Why? You're always gonna have to answer what is your thinking behind
Right.
how this thing is done.
Right.
So that's another peculiar thing that I find with them. But to me, that's a double-edged sword. I think knowing your why, as Simon Sinek said, is very important, right? But to us kasi sometimes, oh my God, this is exhausting.
Mag-explain pa ako. Gawin mo na lang.
Everything, right? But I think, ang punot dulo din yan is they want to understand because there might be a better way.
Right.
Or there might be something that's more attuned to the times.
Right.
And really, you and I, we're smart, we're experienced, we mean well, but they have a certain instinct for these times.
Right.
For the technology. And our times are so driven by technology.
Right.
And you and I are not digital natives and will never be.
Right.
We may be techie. Ikaw, you're techie, than me. But we're not, iba pa rin sila.
Right. So in your experience and in the scenarios you have encountered and worked with, what's the most frustrating thing for Gen X and millennials, work-wise?
A lot of times they it's that impatience, right? Like, and I understand, like, there was this female executive who, like, she has to take a double breath when a Gen Z would come to her wanting already a promotion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I
Or
experienced that also.
a certain salary. Right? So she always has to now, well, her own tactic is, we'll get back to you, we'll talk about it. Then she has to calm herself down. Because she had to work hard to get where she's at. But then these young ones, okay, this is just me, my theory, they're exposed to YouTube, to TikTok, where people their age are TikTok millionaires or YouTube gazillionaires.
Right.
So, meron silang ambisyon na, pangarap nila na, I have this certain lifestyle.
Right.
So, medyo nga they have the tendency to hurry up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or they know that they bring in, parang they know their worth and they're willing to talk about it.
Yes.
Right? So, pinalaki sila ng YouTube. Right? So maybe at home, shut up pa rin sila ng parents nila, but they're exposed to the world, to
Right.
cultures where you speak up,
Yeah.
you ask for what you
Right,
want, right?
right.
They watch all those inspirational videos.
Right.
They watch You Can Do This, where you are
I hope
told
so.
you are told that, you know what, you want it, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but us, we still have that conditioning like, uy, wag ka masyadong makapalang mukha, or uy, easy-easy ka lang. You know, while we fancy ourselves progressive, I do realize there is still that conditioning in me.
Right,
na
right.
Yung sumusobra ka na, di ba?
And they're so emboldened to take action. They'll actually leave. That's why what we call job hopping.
Yes.
For them, they just want to get to their goal faster.
Also because, not necessarily because masama sila. It's really because you go to the bathroom, dala mo yung phone mo, you can check LinkedIn, you can find. They are also spoiled for choice. And that's not really their fault. That's the world that they live
Yeah.
in, right?
Maraming job opening.
Madami talagang pagpipilian.
Oo.
And easy access.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, when I coach Gen Z, I also, to the Gen Zs I've coached, a lot of times, ito, ikukwento ka na lang. This Gen Z, she wanted a promotion because, I've been in this company 2 years. Pero in fairness, marami siyang na-achieve, no? Okay, why do you want this? And then there's this certain position. I think I can grow from there. I go, okay, this all sounds great. And you do sound like you've been doing good work. What kind of conversation have you had with your manager about it? Wala rin.
Okay.
See? So, because her default is, I'll go to LinkedIn, I'll look for a job.
Imbis na kausapin.
Yeah.
Alis na lang.
Yes.
Oh.
So, you also have to convince them to have courageous
Yes.
conversations. And then I asked, okay, is your boss difficult to talk to? Actually, no. So I go, what might you gain if you have a conversation? Would you like to try it? She tried it, and I'm sharing this because this is really a banner story. She had that conversation. She didn't leave that company, but that boss helped her find another more challenging and less boring position.
Right.
Right? But if she didn't have that conversation,
Yeah.
diba, she would have just left.
Right.
So, for me naman, the lesson here for that manager, yes, maybe you have an open door policy. Tayo, in our day, okay na yung open door policy. But to Gen Zs, actually, that's like, okay, that's it. Aside from your door being open, you should have, or it works for a lot of leaders, schedule 30-minute, 20-minute one-on-ones
Right.
regularly with your team.
Right.
To just talk about
Yeah.
career development, not necessarily the
Right.
tasks. Every month,
Uh-uh.
bi-weekly, it's up to you. So nowadays, I see from teams and leaders, you can't just have an open door policy with Gen Z. You need to have constant conversations with them,
Right.
right? And remember, we're still the more mature, more experienced ones. We really need to initiate.
Yeah.
We need to be the ones to initiate building that culture of openness, of making small talk,
Right.
and then making them comfortable enough to go up to you.
Right. What happens if we don't? Because I know a lot who are like, nung time ko naman, wala namang ganyan. Ba't ka lang pang, arte-arte naman lang.
Well, you're fighting with statistics, right?
Yes.
In a few years, they will be the dominant workers.
They will be your boss.
Exactly. No, seriously. I
Yeah.
work for a coaching company based in Singapore. The CEO is Gen Z.
Yan.
Forbes, siya, something by something innovator.
Right.
Right? I work for a Gen Z.
Right. So we
Right.
better get with the program.
Yeah. And the thing is, they have a lot to learn from us, yes. But we also have a lot to learn from them.
Right.
Right.
Name some.
Name some. Number one, use of technology.
Yes.
Modern day creativity. Iba sila because they are immersed in current culture,
Right.
Especially if you're in marketing
Right,
or
right.
advertising or even writing of any sort. They are immersed in pop culture.
They live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
They live the brand.
The technology, they are so adept at it in a way that we can't be because they are digital natives, right?
Right,
Like my
right.
kids, I remember when they were like toddlers, the way they'd figure out how to use things. It's like
Iba na yung brain nila.
Iba. And remember, they were raised by YouTube University, so they're global thinkers.
Right.
Right? So there's a lot for us to learn from there. And I think, personally, I like that they talk a lot about mental health.
Yes.
I know a lot of Gen X, boomers, or even millennials, ay, naku, ayan na naman, napaka mental health na naman. But actually, I like that they are brave enough
Yeah.
to and willing enough to be vulnerable to say, I need a mental health
Right.
day, or I'm being overwhelmed. We tend to forget that social media adds to the stress. Because there's comparison, there's them looking at feeds where their people their generation are achieving so much. So it all adds to that. So yes,
Right.
the pressures are different from them. I'm not saying excuse them from being resilient. No, we need to teach resilience. We need to teach them to be tough. But we also need to understand the context of where they're coming from. That the pressures now are different. Economically also, there are less jobs. It's more competitive. So these are things we need to understand. And those are the things we can learn from them.
Right.
What is the world like for you now? What are you facing now?
Right.
Right? So those are some of the things we can learn from them.
Sa isang daang tanong, meron akong 1,000,000 sagot at minsan mas marami pang tanong. This is Kuya Kim and I'm thrilled to invite you to my podcast under the Pod Network, Ano Ba Talaga? With me, Kuya Kim Atienza, also powered by Memo Plus Gold. Kung may gusto kayong malaman, matutunan o madiscover na bago, makinig na kayo sa podcast na to. Marami akong mga guests, topics, trivia, and revelations on this show. Ang masisiguro ko sa inyo, you'll always learn something new. Just search for Ano Ba Talaga with me, Kuya Kim Atienza on Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts.
I remember maybe a decade ago when we would interview entry-level kids nga. And they would say, I just want a job that has work-life balance. Natatawa kami kasi parang, work-life balance ka dyan. Kami nga, walang ganun eh. But because they kept on fighting for it, now there is, right? And the
Exactly.
policies in the workplaces have changed. May remote work na, di ba? You can't really email after 6 kasi walang sasagot. Di ba?
Exactly.
Napaglaban nila dahil brave sila.
Exactly. So the way I see it, I love that story of yours, Mirza. The way I see it is, as human beings, we evolve. If you look at it, from medieval times where there were gladiator fights, look at us now, right? So, to me, the way I see it is they're making us evolve into a kinder world,
Right.
right? Because the truth is, in my 20s, I could have been much kinder to myself.
Yes.
Right? I went through mental health struggles precisely because
Yeah.
I had 24-hour work days where I would
Right.
edit nonstop.
Right,
But really, I mean, do we need to risk our health that much?
Right.
So them, pinaglalaban nila na on weekends, I can go exercise or
Yeah.
after 6. I tune out of work. So the lesson for us there is maybe we should be kinder to ourselves.
Right.
I have a funny story. I have a friend. So she and I are mommies, the same. Her daughter got into this difficult to get into multinational. So it was like such an achievement. Leaves after 6 months. Why? Mom, my boss is a misogynist.
Oh, okay.
My friend goes, di ba tayo nga nung panahon natin, sexual harassment,
Oo nga.
parang tinitiis na lang natin.
Oo
Ganyan.
nga.
But, di ba? But
Yeah.
you see, but
Yeah.
actually, now I realize, yeah, at my age and at my maturity, I will not work for somebody
Yeah.
who is misogynist or is a sexual harasser.
Yeah.
Maybe in our 20s, I would have accepted it because I want. But really, where am I
Yeah.
at a better place now? I'd
Yeah.
rather be here
Right,
and
right.
be more values aligned.
Right.
I had to learn that the hard way. And I was telling my friend, props to your daughter.
Yeah.
Right? Ikaw, would you be willing to work? Nah, not anymore.
They're bold enough not to enable that kind of behavior. And that is
Yes.
how society will change.
Yeah.
Because they're so brave to stand their ground.
Yeah.
So how do we harness then the power of Gen Z as older bosses?
Okay. This might sound off, but you know what? What's worked a lot for me with my kids and with the people I've coached and the teams I've coached, listening. Listening first. Don't come up from a place of, ay, ganyan talaga sila. Or you keep hearing the complaints and the bashing.
Yes.
For me, start with listening and then start with having conversations with them. Asking them questions. So listening, asking them questions, and really coming from a place of curiosity. Where are they coming from? What are their ideas? And then once you've established connection with them by doing that, that's when you can come in with your advice.
Right.
Na, okay, I'll accept that you are off at 6 o'clock every day, but there will be some weekends where we might work. It's not going to be every weekend. That's when you, kumbaga, I love highlight a key takeaway from one of my clients who was struggling with Gen Z. I need to connect before I correct.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oo, yun ang key takeaway ni Sir. Para I need to connect before I correct. Because if you just come in corrective, ganyan, that will really rub them off. Because nga why sila,
Right,
diba?
right.
And then be patient enough to ask, to explain why things are done a certain way.
Right.
They're also a very purpose-driven,
Yes.
values-conscious
In everything they do.
generation. Diba? They're disparaged for being woke.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing. They just want the world to be a better place.
Yeah, the world that we damaged.
Exactly. And actually, we need to realize, sila kasi, pag hindi nila ayusin tong mundo na to, literally mag-end of the world, right? Sometimes we find it tedious na ang arte-arte nila about their sustainability practices. But really, my daughter told me, Mom, it's possible that when I have kids or even grandkids, they won't see any coral reefs anymore, right? So, they know these things Nalaman nila yan lahat sa YouTube.
Yeah.
So, if they don't fix this broken world, so they also have that sense of
Right.
panic, right?
Yeah.
So, try to understand where they're coming from. Ally with them in saving the world because we really need to. The problem here, Mirza, a lot of people our age or older, they also don't care to understand that the
Right.
world is in a precarious
And
place.
remember, tayo yung sumira.
Oo. And I'm sorry to say, there are boomers, wala na silang pake kasi by
Wala
the
na
time that
sila.
happens, patay na
Patay
sila.
na sila.
But the young ones,
Right. Yeah, they have to suffer the
Yeah.
consequences.
Diba?
Another thing that they hate is micromanaging. They don't like hovering. How do you address this?
yes. Again, when you lay out policies or directives, make sure you include the why and the purpose behind it. And then just release and let them do their magic. When they make a mistake, don't freak out. Just be firm, but be compassionate in the way you communicate what went wrong.
Right.
If they make the same mistake over and over again, then that's another tough decision you should make. But that's it. And another thing that you can do is ask them from the get-go. This is how I think it should be done. Always ask, how about you? What do you think?
Right.
And then from that point pa lang, clear with each other. Oh, okay, that actually sounds that can work. Try that.
Right.
And let them try it. Or you can say, okay, young Gen Zer, that I've actually tried that before. This is what happened. right? So, have talagang constant conversations, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But be sure na tama naman. Kasi sometimes, di ba, yung olds, di naman yung mag-work, na try ko na yan. Pero parang hindi naman ganun ka-sincere, di ba? Parang you
Oo.
just want your old way
Yes.
without really
Yeah.
approaching it with empathy.
Correct. If you're just saying mali siya for the sake of you
Right.
being tama, then
Right.
you're not communicating from good intentions na. Right? But if you really experienced what they're describing and you really, this is what happened to you, share it.
Right.
Because baka pati yung Gen Z, she tried it already, that's what happened. Right?
Right.
And then be ready, the Gen Z would say, but times are different. So maybe we can,
Yes.
it's up to you
Right.
to see if how courageous are you gonna be. You know, ikaw na mag-assess if, okay, this is a risk I'm willing to take.
Right.
And you know, risks sometimes have payoff.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to risk it, then that's your call also.
Right. It will require a lot of patience, di ba? Mag-one-on-one regularly, makikinig, di ba? It's so like contrary to how we worked before. What's the payoff for those who are still resisting all those steps?
The payoff is actually, I recall one of my clients said, what became the payoff for him, no? And he goes, I'm actually more relaxed.
Okay.
Because I don't have to micromanage so much. I do all the hard work in the beginning, the conversations in the beginning. And then when I allow them to do the work, actually magaling naman sila.
Okay.
Magaling naman sila. So that's the payoff. And then the payoff also is innovation.
Right.
Efficiency.
Right.
Because they're very good at that. They're very
Yeah.
good at using technology.
Right.
Leveraging technology and efficiencies. And alam nila, may app na pwedeng gawin to make that easier. Right? So that's the payoff. And the payoff is your own growth in how you communicate, right?
Right.
For me, the payoff listening to my kids is parang having to heal from my old conditioning also.
Yeah.
Diba? Na parang I'm
You
now
have to
more
unlearn.
I'm more open-minded. I'm more parang I resonate with a lot of my clients that I'm also more relaxed.
Okay.
Because now I'm like, paano ba yan? Like my son, di ba? Okay, hey, you're good at this.
Right.
Now, can you be navigator?
Right.
And when we were going around Japan, siya na yung with his phone. Okay, this is the route, this is the route.
Less stress for you.
Less stress for me, right?
Right. Okay. So if I'm a leader managing a Gen Z heavy team, what's one simple change I can make?
I have several, no? Those one-on-ones really,
Yes.
really are a game changer, not just an open door policy. And have allow them to create like a learning community.
Oh.
You know, where let's say Feel Good Fridays.
Okay.
Where they can you give them time to talk about things like well-being.
Okay.
Things like that. So, mga ganun lang. And then, you don't have to be hip or ano. But another game changer is nga going to them for help or
Okay.
advice. Maybe
So
around...
admitting that you actually don't know
Yes.
everything and need help.
Yeah. Because that's a game changer because that will make it easy for them to also go to you for advice.
Right.
When you make them experience being honored for what they know, they'll actually also reciprocate
Right.
and like, hey, he's easy to talk to or she's easy
Right.
to talk to. She's not really sungit, right? She's not judgmental.
Right.
Because ganyan sila yung when they really appreciate psychological safety and brave spaces
Right.
where they can be themselves, right? And then pick your battles, right? Like the outfits, or I mean, if it's not really, let them be creative,
Right.
You know, allow things to loosen up, right?
Right.
So, but of course, still adhering to standards and excellence. But what new things can change?
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to excellence, di ba? Parang minsan beef yan ang mga olds na not so disciplined or lazy or don't have the old rigor of our time. What's your advice for that?
Well, you have to set it clear that this is our standard of excellence, and this is what we need to achieve. Can you do it? So just be very clear with that, and then don't let things slide because nako baka mental health day na naman yan.
Maraming typo, di ba?
Yeah, oo.
You have to be clear na.
Yes. So just be very
May app naman.
be specific about what excellence means.
Right.
And hold them accountable, right?
Right.
If the work's not good, tell them.
Right. I also want to bring up reverse mentoring. After I had retired from Summit Media, I became a content creator. So I didn't know a lot about it. And I found that all my mentors were the young creators, half my age.
Yeah.
Such that I called them Mirza's mentors. And I found out that I was older than their moms. But I really looked up to them. And I think they appreciated it also.
Yeah.
So I think reverse mentoring is this something that you encourage also?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, that there are things you can pick up and learn from them if they can make your life easier for you technology-wise. Like I remember that another executive, yung mga announcements niya, medyo, he was of a certain age, so his emails were kind of corny and hard to read and long. He engaged a Gen Z to use Canva to make it into a poster.
Okay.
You know, and so they'd have to sit together once a week to work on the once a week cascade of emails. So, things like that. And then and that was kind of out of the Gen Zers job description, pero mahilig. Mahilig maganyan. And she was happy to do it for her boss.
Okay. So how do you see the Gen Zers shaping the way we work?
Well, I think efficiencies, and I think they are reminding ourselves to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, true.
They are really making the workplaces even kinder.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're a Gen Zer, what's your advice for those who have to work with bosses who don't get them or don't understand them?
Well, you have to also try to communicate and be honest with them. Assert for yourself in of course in a respectful, compassionate way. And then look at how your boss or your manager responds to that. If you are willing to grow with them and stretch yourself, go for it. But if you really see a misalignment, and if it's really impacting your mental health, then maybe that's not the place for you.
Right. Or maybe they know that already and they left na.
Yeah. Oo.
Right.
Pero I'm sure meron pa rin dyan nagtitiis. Right?
Right. What's the most important mindset for both Gen X and millennials and Gen Zs to bear in mind so that we can all work together in peace, harmony, and greater success?
Well, that we all need to listen to each other.
Right.
That we all need to understand we come from different cultures, perspectives, generations, and that makes us different. But different is actually good. Right? Because it's in diverse environments where innovation happens, where learning happens. But you need to acknowledge that we have something to learn from each other.
Right.
Whether you're a boomer, you have something to learn from the Gen Zer. Whether you're a Gen Zer, yes, he may be old and he may not understand TikTok, but he has experience. So we all have something to learn from each other.
So we can't help who we are or what era we come from, but we can all learn and listen and grow together.
Correct. And maybe get the best from each other's generations, right?
Right. Thank you so much, Coach Nika.
You're
Another
welcome.
enlightening episode. I'm sure you'll be back on the show before long. So where can our listeners find out more about your Gen Z expertise, and your work?
Yes. So go to my website, www.nikasantos.com, 2Ks. So I hope you give them a link.
Yes.
And I have a blog there, The Leaders Lab, where I actually give weekly advice on leadership and culture teams. And self-leadership, communication.
All right. Thank you so much, and
Thanks,
see you again
Mirza.
soon.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit Mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.